Definitely their house. What's up?
Oh!
How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Welcome to Port Angeles.
Port Angeles. What's up? What's the difference between a four-wheel and electronic four-wheel?
I was wondering that too.
Made in 95.
Maybe it's revolutionary of its time. You know? Like the first four-wheel drive.
Yeah, maybe it's like
I got back and I was like, I don't know what to do with my life. It's in Montana for like 2-3 weeks. And I was like, well, this kind of stinks, but landlocked. And then I just drove out.
Got a slammer. 2 days after I got the van in Corey, pretty much. And then, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll finish it at home.
Alright,
I got
cool.
the rough draft.
there it is. So sick.
Kind of matches.
Yeah.
It is funny when you get, like, people ask me questions about, like, how do I do this? Or, like, you know, and it's just, like, something that, it's almost like trying to tell somebody how to surf or, like, ski. It's, like, you almost can't
Yeah. No,
explain it.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea. Just see how it feels. Little violet. I think it's gonna be sunsetty. Well, it's just so sunny that you can't force cloudiness in a painting if it's sunny outside.
So you're drawing a lot of inspiration from like what's happening now, yeah?
Yeah, it's sort of like resonating with what's happening now, I think. I was really sort of like into skiing and the mountains, and that's what drew me to leave Washington and go to Bozeman in the first place. So I went there, and then while I was in college, I randomly like enrolled in this painting class, really liked it, and was like, wow, this is like, I'm actually kind of good at this, like maybe I should change majors. Talked to my advisor, and she was like, yeah, it's gonna take you like 3 more years to graduate, but at this time I had like a year and a half left of school, so I decided not to change my major and just like finish my degree in environmental studies. So I just kind of put painting on the side and did a Himalayan mountaineering course in India. And then I had this like feeling that I should come back and buy a mountain bike, like finish my college degree. And then a month later, I was biking in Big Sky, Montana, and I flew over the handlebars and broke my back. And like knocked out my front teeth and everything. And
it was like fake front teeth?
Yeah, fake front teeth.
No way.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I wanted them to put a diamond in.
Yeah.
Like a little diamond, which I think
be sick.
still would have been cool. So if they ever fall out again, maybe I'll do it. Be something to be known for.
Diamond girl.
Yeah. What am I gonna do now? I can't bike, like I can't ski, and like that was like, you know, how I identified myself was kind of as more of a mountain athlete. My friend was a painter. She was like, you're just gonna paint, like that's how you're gonna recover. So then I just started painting and like had this new sort of mission to be an artist, I guess.
Yeah.
And then since then I was like driven to do art, but my parents and, you know, other people and just, I guess, my own social upbringing sort of pushed me to finish school. I like did part-time and like online classes so I could stay home and paint. So I like structured my whole life around painting kind of, with Rachel, my friend's help, and like self-determination, kind of taught myself how to do it. It's so funny to think back on like being in India and like thinking, okay, I need to like go buy a mountain bike. Like I feel like that was just like the universe like pushing me to like paint in a way.
Yeah.
Like laying out this path kind of, because like I don't think I would be where I am today if I hadn't crashed or like bought that bike.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I heard like a quote that really got me super stoked. It was like, write something worth reading or do something worth writing. And I was just like, that is so much truth. Like if I want to learn how to make photo books and tell good stories, it's like I kind of need to go on an adventure.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so the very first time the idea popped into my head, it's almost like a cliche, I still can't believe it happened. I was sitting in a sauna. It was like late at night, it was like 10:45, I was exhausted. It was the busiest I've ever been in my life. And I was coming back from shoulder surgery and I was like rehabbing it and I was just taking crazy amount of credits. And I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life because I was gonna graduate in a couple months, and an older gentleman walked in and I was just talking to him. We made some small talk and he like asked me what I was gonna do and I was like, I have no idea. And he's like, well, I wish when I was your age, soon to graduate college, I would have asked myself, what would you do if you had a year to live? Because I picked a career path that I didn't enjoy and I just did what I was told to do. And that's when the idea popped into my head. And I was just like, well, if I had a year to live, I would teach myself how to surf and I would bike down the west coast of the United States. And before I knew it, I like took my head up and he kind of walked out of the door and he said, I'm glad you know what you're gonna do when you graduate. And I never saw him again and I never caught his name. And that's when the idea popped into my head. And that was like January, and then I did the bike trip in May. So like once it popped into my head, I was like, all right, this is what I kind of want to do.
That's awesome. I love that.
I don't know if you think it's interesting at all to add, but these are all of mine.
Yeah. It's so stacked.
No. Sorry. Here we go. That's like everything that I'll do in a month. What's today?
October 15th.
So October 15th, a year ago, Gianna and I were in Grass Valley, California. And then we were heading our way to Santa Cruz and we were surfing. So I have all of these dates, and then, so this is the one from the bike ride. And I have the whole trip pretty much laid out here. So here's May, 201 miles pedaled. June was 408 miles. And it's like all the places I camped, all the places I surfed, some people I met. These are the journals which helped turn into, what is the book? It's Why Do You Exist?
Why do you exist? What a question.
Life is like a glass vase and a wobbly table. While 6-year-olds play tag around it, one accident and it's all over. Time is limited, so what's your purpose, your contribution, why do you exist? And then once I wrote that in here, and I wrote it on my surfboard bag, and I started pulling it behind me. It basically was just this like big billboard that everyone would stop and talk to me. So before, no one would talk to me and I was pedaling.
Yeah.
And then after I did this, I just was meeting like the most incredible human beings. Rand was walking down 101, just literally strolling. I was on a bike, so I glide down hills, but he just was walking. Don met me on the side of the road, and then he drew me a map to his place, and I stayed 2 nights with him, and we surfed together. And here's Miles, and I think I have, let me see where this is at. Yeah, there it is. So I just scanned raw journal entries right from the trip itself.
Right into the book.
Right into the book. And I didn't edit any of them despite wanting to edit them a lot, and just kept it that real what I was thinking and what it was like when I was working my way south. I have day 1, and it's the same entry I scanned in, and it says, first mile, Woa sucked. holy shit, so gnarly. Honestly, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. And I remember just being so afraid at that beginning point and having to think I was so far away. And all I did is I woke up and I biked 50 miles, and then I went to sleep and woke up and biked 50 miles again, and it just slowly added up. Here's day 72 then, the final day, when I sat at the Mexico border, and I remember I sat down here and I like looked out kind of in the distance, and I thought that with that same mentality about breaking up something big and just being like a little bit every day, a little bit every day, a little bit, you can really do anything that you want. Here, Andrew.
Yeah.
The surfboard I pulled and the bag. I Sharpied it on in the tent in the pouring rain, and it barely fit in there. That took me a couple hours.
And the board actually doesn't fit the bag?
Nope. It fully fit it, and I pulled it all the way down.
Nice. Will you ever get rid of that board?
Nope.
Nope.
It carried the dream.
Yeah, truly.
I just have to like visualize this next part. The plan, once I find this color, turquoise, is to like add detail to the mountain so they're now just a blob. Like, see how the sun is like more crisp? I want like this all to like eventually look more crisp like that.
Okay, make it more crispy.
Yeah, crispy. I grew up like, my mom was super creative. When I was like really little, like set up an easel for me with like a canvas.
Yeah.
But I always thought I was really bad at it. But I never like thought of myself as like an artist, I guess. Like I used to like to spend time like drawing as a kid and whatnot, but I never thought of it. Like I always thought everybody else was better, so what's the point, kinda? Such a dumb struggle if you think about it.
It really is.
And I think it's all what you put your time into. Like, if you want to get better at something, you just have to like work really hard at it. And I don't think people always realize, or like I definitely didn't before I started doing this, like how much work it is to like curate your life. I think the most fulfilling moment is when I had to go talk at this high school. I'm kind of scared of high schoolers. Like, they're scary. Like, I was a scary high schooler. I tried to get him to laugh. Like, I tried to write, like, jokes into my talk. And, like, I swear, like, maybe only one time I got somebody to laugh. Like, it was so hard. And so I was, like, really nervous. And I talked to them about social media. And so I talked to them about how it is also a tool and how, like, I make my money, basically, and, like, living, and also about art. And, like, I left a business card on each of their desks. And I was like, if you ever have any questions or, like, need somebody to talk to about, like, your dreams or, like, passions, like, email me. Yeah. And I got an email, like, 3 months later. Like, I wasn't really expecting to hear anything from this girl that, like, wants to be an artist. And she sent me this photo of a painting that she had done in art class, like, and it was like a replica of one of my paintings, and she had like replicated it and painted it and like wrote an essay about me and like sent me the essay.
Nice.
And I was just so stoked because I was like at least that day, like at least impacted one person, you know? Yeah, like when you asked me what's the most fulfilling thing of my art career, like art shows ran through my mind and, you know, those kind of moments. But I think it's more about the people's lives that you like, hopefully they'll remember that forever, you know? And like that means so much more than like an art show or like a big important job. It's gonna happen. Oh.
Nice. That is looking way crispier.
Yeah, it's getting crispier. It looks like July, but it's actually
October 15th.
It's not, the water's not gonna be that warm actually. It's cold!
Yeah. How was it?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that water definitely cooled down.
Yeah.
July.
Fair enough.
It's good. What do you think? Right here.
It's so warm.
Toasty.
Summer day today. Enjoy.
Endless summer. Indian summer. Oh, that's what I'm gonna name this painting.
Yeah.
Indian summer.
Heck yeah.
Sick.
Brilliant.
I should have done one of these. The colors are the same color as the painting, for sure.
It's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah,
It definitely doesn't look like that in camera, but I promise it is.
it is.
Yeah.
It was a huge risk to put myself out there when I started art. It was definitely kind of intimidating because there's so many people that, you know, said that artists don't make money, that's impossible. And if I had listened to all of them, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. I think there's always gonna be someone out there that's trying to crush your dream for whatever reason, but it doesn't really matter why. I think the most important part is to like listen to yourself and listen to that inner like part of you and like follow that dream no matter what anyone says. And then like the right people will hopefully and most certainly find you and like be there to support you along that journey. And it's just really amazing what can happen when you just kind of like put yourself on the line and like take a risk. And that's like definitely what art has been for me. And it's super rewarding and just a lot of learning also.
Yeah, truly.
So.
It's in here somewhere. Yeah, I remember when I was leaving, I made like a lot of excuses almost to not wanting to do it. And if there's anything that you ever want to do or you ever like obsessed with, like the time is now. You just got to do it and like cut out all those excuses, cut out all the ones that I was making about the money I had or the job I should maybe get or, you know, even the relationship I was in or the friends I had, and just totally like not having any excuses and just making it happen. Do you, be you. Don't worry about anyone else. And it feels great once you let go and focus on that.
Yeah, dude, that was good.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever hung around to watch a whole painting.
Yeah.
Like a whole
I
one, yeah. I'll kind of like, now I'm gonna see I'm like moving down, so then now this will be crispier. And then I'll probably go back up and then like do it again.
What brings you out here today? Just cruising?
Well, I live in Kingston. Yeah,
Yeah.
I go out. I like to drive. I went around the. I turned out at Port Angeles.
Sick.
You ever hear of this crazy dude named Wim Hof?
Yup.